Hey, you can come back.
But wasn't that the same position I was in before?
Yeah, I think you might have sat up a little straighter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so yeah, you mentioned using Olaplex. You wouldn't need Olaplex. I would recommend that for people that wear their hair in ponytails a lot, and those people would be people that have maybe a looser curl, so their elasticity is a little more limited than ours, and they have a flat and smooth surface, so it breaks easier. Um, who else? Oh yeah, of course, color treated, especially those that bleach their hair, and chemical treated or thermal. So I would use that on them, but for us, not really. My hair is a little more finer than yours, so I probably could use it.
Wow. So I didn't realize that because so many people are using it. So many of the influencers on YouTube
Yeah,
are using.
but is it hair like ours? Not
Mm.
really, right? Or maybe I haven't seen them.
Mhm. Mm.
I mean, and that's what people do. They kind of push their products. Oh, it's for inclusive. It's for everybody. I mean, that's what Diva Curl did without really putting us on. I mean, we got put on the flyers after that whole fiasco happened. But don't use us as second fiddle. But I do like Diva Curl still. I just I mean I think there's better options and I still sell it. Like I love the cream for the winter. And I of course you saw the video on cream.
So this is the super cream.
Yep. But so we're not going to do your wash and go. Wash and go yet. We're blowing your hair out. So there's a lot of controversy surrounding, curly cuts.
Right, exactly.
I like to, especially on tight curls. I like to blow the hair out first to get shape, then go in with a curly cut after I do a wash and go. Because our hair's so fine, I like to see what's happening with the hair. I like to see the shape. I like to see the ends. Are they more scarce or knotted and split?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my preferred method. And someone pointed that out years ago, like when I was just starting to do curly hair. Tamika Wesley from Wesley Styles in New York City. Because she's a barber too. And she's like, oh, I always blow the hair out. I don't blow everyone's hair out. But especially new tighter curls, I'll blow out. So we're blowing your hair out and there's two things I use. I like to use Nairobi, but we are using, where is it? I should have been prepared, huh? We're going to use the new Diva spray. I like that for blowouts. I just hung it yesterday. And oh, you know what? I left it over there. No one I apply at the sink. So water is not.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't like to. We're not straightening your hair. We're just stretching it.
Yeah, so the last time I was here, I know that I had a lot of damage on my end, and you cut it, and so once again, I mean, if you see that there's
just take what needs to go.
Okay, take what needs to go. Okay. Exactly.
Yeah, your hair feels good though.
Oh, great. And I always have an easier time on a certain section of my hair. Okay. General, right?
Like right here, right?
Exactly.
Like right here, like around, like 360 around your hair.
Yeah, like
and not so much hair. Okay.
And I think that's probably general, right? I mean, everyone has a certain side of their hair that seems to be easier to get through.
And then typically the back, is easiest. But
Mm-hmm.
in some cases,
Mm-hmm.
the back is
Mm-hmm.
not as easy.
No, you're right. You're right in that. My the back on this side, a lower back is easier to get through as
Okay.
well. Mm-hmm.
And then this might be a little more difficult. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's where your grays are.
Mm-hmm.
The texture is just different.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know if I like just the fading away of the color
Yeah.
as opposed to just having it turn gray just right then and there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
don't
you
know if I
want
like it like that.
okay, like because it turns kind of gold.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Well, that's probably where how some people have like sprinkling of gray just right in the front. Look how smooth this
Mm-hmm.
goes through your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me have you look in the mirror. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm. Oh, and look at that! You were using a different sort of brush too.
No, it's the same.
That's the same.
It's Felicia Leatherwood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is
Hmm.
actually it's
Oh,
not
it's
the
a black
newest.
one.
Well, I just realized. Maybe I had these ones.
Hmm.
But I know the black one. I'm sorry, not the black. The which one is it?
The
The sky
blue.
blue
Oh, okay.
has. I think it does. It has a shower hook in there.
Oh, okay. Okay. I have the yellow one at home, and so when I saw,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it looked as though it was a different.
No, it's still the
Yeah, yeah,
same.
it's the same. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So a lot of times people are just doing a whole lot of nothing with their products.
Mhm.
Like there's no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. They're just adding product. They keep adding product.
Mhm.
It must not be meant for me to hold on to that jar because I keep losing it.
Oh, the spray bottle.
Yeah, I'm like that is ridiculous.
Let me see. Where is it?
Oh
Do I
look,
see
it's
it?
hanging right here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I just saw it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I meant to hang it up.
Now, is there a comb that you recommend or no? No.
The only time I recommend a comb is when you are styling.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're putting on your
Mhm.
holding product or
Mhm.
smoothing like a foam through,
Mhm. Mhm.
like that's your final tool.
Mhm.
Even with wash and goes, with twist outs, those are your final tool.
So, let's say I am about to decondition,
Uh-huh.
and I feel as though an area, in my head, the hair seems to just be so tangled.
Mm-hmm.
So, you would still recommend that I work through that section with the Felicia
Yeah,
Leatherwood
with the Felicia Leather
as opposed
as
to
opposed to the comb.
yes.
Yeah, because you can smush maybe that's not the technical term, but you can smush the conditioner into that
Hmm.
section.
Oh, okay.
And then that
Okay.
heat will help to kind of loosen and soften because
Mm.
conditioner conditions your hair for the next step. So it's gonna make it more malleable and
Mm.
pliable and
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
So the comb won't matter,
Mm.
especially if it's not warm enough. That's why I recommend heat for everything.
Mm.
Your deep conditioning, your regular conditioning,
Mhm.
and your setting your style.
Wow. Okay. Mhm.
So we're gonna use the Dyson, of course, on you.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, because the Rev Air isn't really.
No, so because our hair is so fine, it's not gonna
Mm,
dry. It's not. The suction isn't powerful enough to
mhm,
suck the small hairs,
mm,
and our
mm,
hair is just too fine. I like it on. high density coarse hair, so
Mhm.
thicker strands.
Mhm.
So if anyone was gonna invest in a dryer tool, I would say invest in a Dyson if you must. But Silverbird is a good one too. Of course, you know I have a video on that. Have I edited it yet? No. It's like 2 years old. Okay, we can go over to the chair.
So I noticed that you sprayed the Ziva Curl
Mhm.
on wet hair
Mhm.
instead of, because it's like a
Instead of drying it.
yeah, instead of putting it on damp hair and then blow drying, you put it on wet hair.
Yeah, because what we're using it for, we only need a little bit of that Diva Curl. So whatever falls out in the sink, that's fine. Because we're rinsing it out anyway. I'm just doing it for not necessarily heat protectant, but to kind of,
okay. All right.
but kind of soften your hair. Make sure people can see. Actually, I'll move this around a little bit. It's so quiet in here. Yep, the music would have said, nope, you can't play music while you're on YouTube. So if you were to stretch your hair at home, don't buy that the Diva Curl. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. I like Nairobi though.
Oh, Nairobi foaming wrap.
The foam. Mm-hmm. And Ronnie from Pearl Jones told me about that a couple years ago. Because I was using, like, I love Mazzani, but we don't need that strong of a heat protectant. Or you're just blowing out your hair. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just blowing it out. We're not straightening it. But now, if you were straightening it for like a silk press, then you would like Mazzani. Yeah, I would use between Mazzani and Kenra. A combination of, and it depends on the person's hair too, but I would definitely use different products. I like the Dyson because it has the teeth are wider, so it gets through quick. And you have to bend a little bit. You're welcome. Hello from Brooklyn. Oh, it doesn't expand. Okay. Oh my gosh! Well, when I came back from the city, well, we say the city, I walked so much in Soho. My back hurt the next day. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, this is well getting older. No, God. So they didn't want to give us, and it's like I used to walk, but if you don't use it, you lose it, right? I'm going to Zumba tonight. I'm trying to work my way back in. Your hair feels so good. It probably feels better than the last time. And I'm gonna point something out. So feel your hair. It feels so good. So you see how your hair kind of it kind of it's just feathers, and it's really. No, I have a hard time with words. Floppy. So your hair's floppy. So that's characteristic of fine strands. Well, that, but more so, not more so, with fine strands, but healthier hair. Okay. So even if it was coarse hair, you see how it flows. Your ends, not so much. See how it's kind of stiff. So if your hair was dehydrated, it would be really stiff. Some people's hair moves like this because they have buildup and it's just dehydrated. This flows better, and you see, there's no smoke. Sometimes you'll see like stylists and there's a bunch of smoke happening. And sometimes it's steam based on the product you're using, but sometimes if it's like that gray, like this is all over the place, it's because there's like oil or some kind of buildup in the hair.
So I could probably blow dry my hair now.
Yeah. What was your question last time? I forgot what you were wanting to do. You wanted to do something.
Yeah, I wanted to learn how or practice how to do practice on me.
Oh yeah.
And so to be able to do that, I felt as though I needed to blow dry my hair.
For your hair, no. But still for your not flat iron. You said flat iron? No, oh, blow dry. Oh, blow dry. Yeah. Okay. No, you can. Yep, you can. I would say now. Back then, probably dehydrated. Yeah. Like people think, I mean, maybe people think like wash and goes. Like I'm working towards wash and goes. Some people have to work towards wash and goes, but most times that's the easiest style. And people usually have to work towards like a twist out or something. But on a lot of hair, wash and goes looks like a twist out anyway. And sometimes I feel like twist outs are a waste of time because all that time and effort, especially on fine hair. On fine hair, it's like you have to set your hair for days. Set it for days, even sitting under a dryer. You have to set it forever. Then it doesn't come out like you want it to. I'm sorry. Yeah, your hair feels really good. Ooh, now it's hot. I'm just gonna turn this on just for a few. It's that time of year where it's like it's first it's hot, cold. It's been pretty good. What's the temperature down there tonight, Sam?
It's about 70.
Okay.
About the same here.
Okay.
So what is it going to be like in January?
Here? Like temperature wise?
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely colder.
Okay.
I visited there in January and it probably was like 15 degrees different.
Okay. Okay. What about snow? Is there a lot of snow on the ground?
It depends. It's hit or miss. Yup, not all the time.
Now, do you find that if there's snow on the ground, like a lot of snow, that you have to close the lawn?
Not, I mean, people are coming from, not necessarily from where you're coming from, but people are even across the river or something, across the Hudson. It's rare, but some people can't make it. It's usually with school closures, but we didn't have a lot. I feel like we had a mild winter.
Oh yeah, we were too.
Yeah, I mean it snowed, but it melted quick, and it was a heavy, slushy snow. Yeah, your hair looks really good. Definitely different.
Although those ends,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Now, are you also able to work from home? You
Um.
set up in your home
No.
in case you can't get to the salon?
No, I'm only a couple blocks.
Oh, okay.
Um. My work from home would be doing that book.
Oh, okay.
Or doing some tax stuff or writing an email. Like when we were shut down, we were just shut down. I even came here because I did consultations, um, digital, which thankfully I was able to do that. I even had a braiding class.
Oh, so what did you teach when you braided? Was it corn rolling?
Yeah, cord rowing. And I used my son because he had a lot of hair at the time. Yeah, cord roll, single braid. I think I might have did some extensions.
Any flat stitching?
What's that?
Any flat stitching?
I don't think I did flat foot.
You sent your son's hair on the channel, right?
Yeah, they're older videos. His hair is short now. It still fits. It's always going to be fit. See how you can see your ends? I'm going to turn you around so people can see. But this is why I wouldn't do a curly cut right at first with her hair because of these ends. You could see through the ends. So I would go around, create shape, get those ends off. Then after it's in a wash and go, for shape, I would just go and snip around it. And this way, if you wanted to have more diversity in your hair, like a twist out, you can, or even a flat iron. But who wants to go through all that? You can, though. I think at this point you could. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend home flat irons.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because there's a lot you have to do. I got caught in there.
Oh, you know what? What's the setting on the blow dryer?
High.
Oh, it's high. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Even when you're using it to wash, to stretch. Oh, nope. I still have it wrong. To dry or to set your wash and go, high heat.
Okay.
Because it's not direct heat. This is more direct heat, but we did everything we needed to in order to put this on your head. Like when I first started, your hair was a little hot over here, so I turned it down one. So if it's burning my hand, then it's burning your hair.
So it's high and is there a number?
No, this is all high. It's all the way up, like 3 dots.
Oh,
This
3 dots.
one
Okay.
is.
Okay.
But like on the, I'm gonna use that. Show people what it looks like. Since I haven't edited it yet, I'll use the silver bird. This is one I recommend for home use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in your store.
Oh, okay, yeah, it should be in there. I like this. Is my favorite. The one thing these curl sometimes. Like he probably would turn it back around. But yeah, this is definitely a favorite. And again, I do have footage. What I'm gonna do is go live with the footage, and I'm going to I'll be live with the footage and talk through it. I'm like, that's the easier way. So this is both on high heat. This can be a little hotter, but you feel more tension with this, but it's fine. This will get your hair a little straighter. I done dropped the phone.
You really been using this one.
Yeah, but it always been sorry, y'all. You see, my holder isn't that great. That's why I have this towel up here. So this happens with people in live. Live. Okay. All right. Who no longer want to sit under a dryer for 45 minutes using gel to allow their hair to dry. What do you recommend to clients who no longer want to sit under a dryer? I mean, we don't want to eat vegetables. But so what happens is the dryer is setting your hair for longevity. Yes, you can actually use a handheld dryer. But you have to use, you should use some kind of heat. So use heat because heat allows for even drying and longevity in your styling. Never air dry. Air drying will just cause more tangling. So this is kind of heating up the product and everything. See how straight that got your hair? Look at that. Or straight. I shouldn't say straight. I hate to use straight because people are like, oh, I don't want it straight. I'm like, it's not straight, it's straight. Yeah, so definitely a handheld over a dome dryer. But the dome dryer is like your vegetables. You have to do it.
So if you're traveling and you don't have access to a dome dryer, and you really don't want to use the dryer that's provided in the hotel, but you do have like a little soft bonnet dryer that attaches to like a dryer.
That's
Can
a
you use that?
diffuser. That's not really drying your hair. That's kind of for wavy hair. That's more for wavy hair. But there is. Where is my box? Look, I tried to provide everything. So, especially if you want to travel with a dryer, there are dryers. Sorry, I don't want to. The mini dryers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
These are the FHI folding dryers. But I would definitely use the one in the hotel. That's better than nothing. Look how long your hair is. And I'll show it right. I'm like, I don't know where the other one is. The red one comes as a, it has the mini diffuser. But for us, we would use this. And it's just as powerful. Like it's really, it's a heavy power.
It is mini.
And it's heavy. The power is heavy too.
Oh, okay.
That way you can just hold it and put it away. But most hotels do have the dryer, but definitely use a dryer. So, okay, another part of the question. So if you don't want to use it, I do recommend using it because you're either spending more time drying your hair in the beginning on that day, or you're spending even more time fixing your hair throughout the week. Because it's like, oh, this twist didn't come out, or this is poofy. I got to do this over. So you're adding on more time. Yeah, your hair, girl, it feels good too. Oh, here, so you can see the back.
Oh, you know, I haven't.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
So it's doing really well. Let me know if you have questions, anyone. Okay, there we go. So yes, use the heat. Embrace the heat. Heat is your friend. Oh, and as far as the other products you mentioned, you know, a lot of people use I Create Hold, Curly Magic, a few others. I think though the information out there is a great start, but it's also recommended to see a curl specialist or a texture expert to get the right assessment. You know, that's a good starting point. Like hair typing, great starting point, but it's not going to give you what you need, especially as far as product selection. I'm gonna pick two. Yeah, we're good on time.
Oh, great.
We just have to go back into the sink.
Oh, did you have your lunch before I came?
Yeah, I
Oh,
usually
okay,
don't
good.
eat it anyway.
Oh no.
But I made red what is it? Roasted red pepper soup and a grilled cheese. I usually don't eat. I should because when I get home, that's when I'm like
Starving.
Then I'll be like, oh, let me grab some chips. I know I forgot something. Oh. How often should you redo? I'm sorry. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so you do color as well, right?
I do. It depends. Like it's not listed. It's not listed. So people that might want burgundy in October, then they want like well, that's easy, but copper and I'm more confident with it, but that originally was not my ministry.
Oh, okay.
I'm more brave about it now. Because it's all about keeping the hair healthy. Okay. How often should you redo a wash and go? It should last you a week. Like yours lasts a week, right? When you left hair, it lasts a week, right? It probably lasts longer. Right. I don't recommend longer, but 7 to 10 days typically, but I say a week, especially people just starting out. Yeah, no, this always happens. You have your bang your hair. I have tightly coiled hair, and when I put products in, I get a lot of shrinkage. So, should I blow dry my hair first? No, because water's in those products. Water's in your product, so it's going to shrink anyway. What happens is, in all my previous videos, too many people are adding too much water. So, just do it on damp hair, and probably not using the right product. That matters. People tend to use what's popular. One popular one is Curly Magic, and that's definitely not gonna give people holds. Not tight curls anyway.
And plus, you're instructed to put curly magic on soaking wet hair.
Soaking wet hair, yeah.
Mm-mm.
I used to use it more for like on our hair,
Mhm.
just as a kind of a moisturizer, kind of
Okay.
sealing, a
Okay.
sealant moisturizer, and then put a stronger hold on it. But it's not necessary at all for certain types of hair. It's more for like that shiny, kind of flat and smooth surface.
Mhm.
I should do live Q&As. I don't use YouTube as much as I should. I think I'm gonna do it more next year. I'm like, my intention is to clear off my SD cards finally.
And really, like consider doing more shorts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. And I know that you have some shorts on there already, so I do like those. And you've got
Okay.
good music on them as well.
Oh yeah, it's so hard trying to find music.
Mhm.
Yeah, you knew it was time. The trim.
Mhm.
You're like, yeah,
Mhm.
but we scheduled it ahead of time. Oh no, pretty much though.
Yeah, yeah. 3 weeks. I mean, 3 weeks. 3 months.
Hmm.
And so once again, you cut off as much as you need.
So that's a loaded question. I use Curly Magic and I create hold. I'm just very tired of sitting under the dryer for 45 minutes. Plus, I have poop to do now. Yeah, so Curly Magic will take forever because and it depends on where you're from, where you live. Like Florida, it's gonna take you forever. Because it's hot down there and there's more humidity in the air. If it takes a long time up here, it definitely is gonna take a long time down there. And it's not necessarily probably use less Curly Magic and it really depends on where you're from. So probably telling me where you're. Oh yeah. So what you did you say you have tight curls? If you have tight curls, so we have the same weather, pretty much. We're probably 5 degrees different. Sometimes we are. I'm not upstate. Anything north of the Bronx is upstate, I guess. But I'm in Schenectady. But use a cream and I create holds. I think you said you had tight curls. And then are the tight curls more flat and smooth or do they have ripples? So you have ripples, so because you can't see shine in your hair. The more rippled the hair, the more holds you need. Because like step one is smoothing down the ripple, and step two is creating clumping the curls together. I know. Oh wait. Oh, your books? My books are open. You can come and visit me. Alvita, right? I've never said it out loud.
I know.
This is her second trip from like La Vida. This is her second trip from DC. So she flew in today. And she's flying out this afternoon. This evening, actually. It worked out because you're my only client today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Actually, I thought you had a client in the morning. You did not.
They might have canceled.
Mhm.
Yeah, feel your hair like that. Those ends just feel so much better.
Yeah, yeah. So true.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So start with your shampoo process, and I know your water's hard in Brooklyn, unless I'm assuming, but most of our water, city water, is typically hard anyway. So your shampoo process is the most important. I mean, it's all important, but starting your process with your cleansing is important. So in the handbook, it's currently available. I do have a chart in there, and it has, because mostly, like, especially here is different. Back here is definitely different. Around here tends to be the same. Then around here tends to be the same, and then this is different. So that's 6 parts of your head that's typically different. But you would style for the majority of your hair. You're more flat and smooth. I'm sorry, you're more rippled and tight curls. So we're going to style for that. The only difference is water content. Are we adding water on smooth and flat hair, but are we taking more water out? Most times it's best to start with just damp hair because you can always add water later. Yep, it's easier to add more water later than add more product now, because essentially if you have it on soak and wet hair, even with curly magic and all that, well, not necessarily curly magic, but like most gels and creams, people constantly add product because they're like, oh, it's not working, it's not working, it's not, but their hair is soaking wet, so it's diluting the product down. And I do that with cream because we don't need as much because we're only using it to keep the moisture in as opposed to oil.
So you said with cream, I would use like two and a half pumps.
Yep.
So one pump on this,
No,
side
just
or half, and then
emulsify it and
okay.
all over.
Oh, okay.
You're doing that and then kind of dividing the hair. Then you're parting down the hair, brushing it through, and dividing it. Then kind of wringing it out with your t-shirt. From the big box store shampoo. There are some from big box stores, but more so Sally's, if that. But again, like foundational products, you will only find in maybe Ulta or from a professional, like your shampoo and conditioners and your treatments. Of course, I have them all on my website. And I think there was another question. Okay, so hair typing that's a loaded one as well because typing type 4 hair. Okay, so how can I start this one? So type 4 hair. I mean, we can all fit into a type 4 category typically, but that phone threw me off. But like once the hair is hydrated, the hair looks totally different. Like before, you could be like, people would be like, oh, 4C hair, 4Z hair or something, because it was tighter and it was more dehydrated. But as you're hydrated, your curls elongate and loosen because it absorbs water more. So the thing that people should pay attention more is your texture, which she would be more fine strands, like you can barely see her strand. And then the outer texture, which it doesn't really, even when I stretch it, it's not shiny yet. Well, it's a little shiny, but it's more rippled and like it's more rigid on the surface. So her outer texture is rippled. And then her overall density is like medium to high. So only your texture, your wave pattern doesn't even matter because you could wear with your defined curls, you're more like zigzag. But then with your hair with what you said, Big Papa, use Big Papa. So it was more afro and it was shrunken up. So it looks nothing like your defined curls. That's why the typing system doesn't work. So this it's gonna be a while before we cut all that off. Cause it'll be like a mullet, so it'll be short, and then
so I have more damage on.
No, on everybody's hair. It's the same. It just takes longer to grow. It takes so much longer to grow and to get healthy. Like when people do big chops, they're like cutting off the heat damage, but it's super short in the front. So it's like that. You probably people do big chops because of heat damage. They're better off just doing like a twist out in the front, or put in like flexi rods or perm rods. Have you turn this way?
Okay, sorry.
No, everybody does that. Everybody does that, especially children. They're always they're like looking in the mirror. I mean, because it's right in front of you. So. I know people forget they have that too. You feel it like it's crinkling. But we have to keep it there.
Oh, so how much? Okay, so realistically, how much would have to?
I mean, it's gonna be some time because this is completely different. Because it's like, does the hair need to be cut off, or is that just your hair? Wow. You could see this should be cut off, but you could keep it. See, it's more rippled on the front. So when we style, we'll use less water up there. So it has to be almost dry.
But then how would you get the gel through?
It will, because it has slip in it. It has aloe in it. There's enough slip, but people are using it wrong. They're not using enough, probably. Most times it's like they're not sectioning their hair out.
Okay, that's probably me then. Because sometimes I add just a small amount of water so that I can get the gel through the hair.
In the front or all over?
Primarily on this side.
Oh, okay.
Not on this side. This is my better side.
And you can even split that out. Just know that you do this last. Are you doing your front or your back first?
Okay, so I actually do my front first.
Oh yeah, because then because the water, it drips. Yeah. Oh my God, so my words are gone today. That's all right. It absorbs the back, and then it's like you're ruining the back if you start it that way. Even do this, section that out, and then do that last. Are you breaking your section down that much? Even
I do. Yeah, I do the horizontal.
So are you splitting it out to this much even? And then even not even that much, right?
In fact,
so that's how much I split it. Most times the sections are too big.
Yeah. Okay.
People are using they think this is a small section. Especially up here, there's so many different sections. Nope, I would leave this for the last. Take this and define that. Okay. That's like 4 sections. So that's what takes long. It really. So I create hold. I create hold. I use it for ripple, especially when shut down. Oh my God. I create holds. So don't kill me. I use a little got to be on top because we didn't have there weren't a lot of resources, but it worked. But I create hold has a lot of water in it. But just use less. Make sure it's on damp hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if I still had some left over, I create hold. And I'm not using that. In fact, the top, something happened with the top.
Oh, you're pouring it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can still use that.
Yeah.
Only make sure that you put it on
damp hair. Yeah. Especially if you're in a rush. Oh my gosh! You know what? I have the heat and the cool air is on. I'm like, it's hot and a little cold. I'm gonna spin you around.
So that front is the same as on that side as the other side.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's a little thicker. But it's definitely different from than the last time.
Mm-hmm. So are you sure you don't need to flat twist that the front?
I don't think so, but I'm not gonna wet that initially. I mean, I'm gonna wet it, but I'm gonna separate it out. Because remember when I showed you how your curls were?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you have time today.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Let me see. Okay, 2:38. We're good. It only takes about 15, 20 minutes to get there. 15. Do you work tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no problem. Mm-hmm. Is the salon open tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
open. Sometimes I'm like, what day is it? I'm
Mm-hmm.
open Wednesday
Friday
through
and
Saturday.
oh, Wednesday through Saturday.
Some people take Saturdays off. I'm like, how can they take Sat? I think it's because I'm here in this city.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was in DC, it'd be different.
Mm-hmm.
But I close early, so
So the texture on my top, it is a little different from elsewhere, correct or
like
no?
your crown, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's probably typical, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
So you know the map that I have in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this kind of mirrors this right
Oh,
here.
that's right.
This. So that's okay. That's one, two, like three and
Mm-hmm.
four different sections, and that's on everyone's head.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I before I knew about texture, like I've always braided, but I used to test out product.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was the wash and go called? Shake and go, I think it was called.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was called Shake and Go. I went natural in 96, 97.
Mm-hmm.
And because you have to shake it and everything. So I used to test out product in the back of my head, but my curl pattern's different. Like, oh look, it looks different here. Nothing like the rest of my hair. And I couldn't understand why. Now I understand. Ooh, I hate to say, how many years later is that? Whoa.
So you haven't seen a customer that has the same texture throughout.
I mean, all texture is kind of neighboring anyway,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but typically, no, at least two to three textures. But they're all very similar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like most of your hair is similar. It's just the front of your hair that's a little bit different.
And I wonder if that's age.
No, I think no, because other people have it. Is your hair thinner than it used to be?
I think so. Absolutely.
But you held on to your hair though.
Mm-hmm.
Many people do not. That's why it's crucial for us to take care of our hair.
Mhm.
I had yeah, retired nurse. She has, oh my gosh, she has so much hair, so much hair, but she's super healthy. She used to be a bodybuilder.
Mhm.
Um, she said she used to see more of us. We had the traction alopecia in the front
Oh.
and scarce in the middle,
Mhm.
but more with her white patients. She's seen hair loss all over.
Really? Oh, interesting.
She said, due to age, I mean, there's things that you can do. That's why it's crucial for us not to put stuff over. We have to take care of it. We have to
Mhm.
keep it hydrated and see those doctors and
Mhm.
dermatologists. And there is hope. People are, people are like, I'm just going to go get a wig. You can,
Mhm.
but there's probably something we can do, an easy fix. Like
Mhm.
it could be B12.
Mhm.
That's a big one that comes up. It's a B12 deficiency, or vitamin D,
Mhm.
or it could be just hormonal overall.
Mhm.
Iron
Yeah.
deficiencies, not like we need castor oil in our scalp. Some people find that it works, but I think it might work because they're taking more care of their hair
Mhm.
because they're washing it more frequently.
So you wouldn't be against some of the growth oils
I
that
am
you?
against
Oh, okay.
it.
Mm,
But I'm
mm,
like, people
mm.
would see the difference. I'm saying they see it because they're
They're
taking
taking
care of
care of
their
the
hair
hair.
more. It's
Okay.
not
Okay.
the oil or the rice
Mm.
water, it's because of them washing their hair more often. That actually looks like a pretty color. Like you could do that, like a blonde streak or like a brown or something. All right, I'm gonna stop this video and I'll be right back because I want to kind of break this up. Okay, bye. Oh, the back of my hair is tight and curly, but the front is loose and curly. Yeah, yep. A lot of people, I see that a lot too. Like it's wavy. So with your back, you would use less water, and then with your front, after you're finished with your whole head, you would might add a little bit of water on top to just so it's not crispy, crunchy curls in the front. I see that a lot. So it's all about water. Okay, I'll be back.